Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. My name is Layla. I have a lot of lifestyle videos, vegan videos, workout videos. I kind of cover everything here. So be sure to subscribe if you are not already, and please give this video a thumbs up. It really supports my channel. But we're gonna just jump right into the topic. So we are so close to 2020, which is insane. It went really fast. I don't know about you guys, but 2019 was probably the fastest year, and these last couple months are going the fastest. So I wanted to share with you a few simple habits, a few simple healthy habits that you can start implementing today instead of waiting until the new year. So I want you to stop making excuses. I want you to stop procrastinating on your goals and on your dreams, because you can start right now, and you don't need a new year, you don't need a new week, you don't need a new month. And I think a lot of us fall prey to that, and we wait for the new year to start something new or to start something that we really want to go after. But why not get a head start and start right now? These things are very simple. You can start implementing them in your day-to-day life or every week, or just becoming more aware of these things. These things should add value to your life. They should help you be healthier physically and mentally. So let's just dive right into them. The first simple habit is gratitude. And I'm talking about actually writing down things that you are grateful for every single day. I do think of things that I'm grateful for in my mind all the time, but writing them down makes a huge difference. And you guys know that I love my 6-minute diary. I've been using this for a couple of months, and you dedicate about 3 minutes to this in the morning and 3 minutes to it in the evening. In the morning, you write down 3 things that you are grateful for. So automatically you're starting off your day on the right foot. I like to do this right when I wake up, because it puts me in the right mindset, puts me in a positive mindset, and I start my day with gratitude, which lines up my day to be better. And then in the evening, you write down great things that you experienced that day, along with other things, but it's such a great way to end your night. So you're starting on a positive note and ending in a positive note, all revolving around gratitude. Even if you don't have a little journal like this, you can just buy a small notebook or just keep some paper by your bed and a pen and write down at least 3 things that you're grateful for. I try to make them unique to each day, but it keeps me in check and reminds me of how much I do have in my life already and how much there is for me to be grateful for day to day. And UrBestSelf, which is the company that sells the 6-minute diary, has agreed to host a giveaway for my subscribers. So if you want the chance to win a 6-minute diary, you get the color of your choice. So there's gray, pink, or blue. All you have to do is subscribe to my channel, comment down below something you are grateful for and the color that you would want. And for extra entries, you can follow me on Instagram. You'll get an extra at Living Like Layla. The link will be in my description. And for another entry, follow UrBestSelf on Instagram. Again, their link will be down in the description box. And then if you do decide to follow us on Instagram, for those extra entries, be sure to put your Instagram handle in the comment as well. So very simple for you to enter, but just to do the basics, just subscribe, comment what you're grateful for, and which color you would want of the journal. So UrBestSelf is giving away 2 of these diaries, and I'm so excited for 2 of you to get these. But otherwise, if you want to purchase this, the link will be in the description as well. I highly recommend it. I really love it, and it keeps me accountable. So either way, just write down gratitude. It's such a simple way to incorporate more positivity in your life, and it's a very simple habit to start before the new year. The next habit is more movement, and this may mean going to the gym more and walking on the treadmill or working out, but you can even just include this in your day-to-day life. So I personally like to work out, and then in addition to that, I like to take walks. So when I'm at work, I take a walk for about 20 minutes every day. And sometimes I listen to podcasts, sometimes I talk on the phone, but typically I just enjoy the sunshine, or even sometimes the clouds, and I just think to myself, but it's also such a good way to break up the day and just get your body moving. It's also a good way to get some vitamin D and just expose yourself to nature. Sitting is becoming an epidemic, especially in the US, so just getting up and walking more, even if that means standing up for a few minutes every hour or so, taking the stairs instead of the elevator, or parking further in the parking lot so you have to walk further to the store. We right now are taking our weekly walk, at least when we come to Sebastian's house. We take a walk for a while, 30 minutes or so, and just talk to each other, spend time together, and enjoy the outdoors. But just keep your body moving and try to incorporate it into your day-to-day life. It helps you to be healthy, and it's good for you physically and mentally. The next simple habit is to take some vitamins, and I believe in a vitamin regimen. While you should be getting most of your nutrients and vitamins from your food, it is not that easy. And sometimes our bodies hold on to vitamins better than others. It just completely depends on you as an individual. But also there are some things that I cannot get from a vegan diet. So make sure that you have a good vitamin plan in place. I recommend at least taking a multivitamin that has a lot of things that you really need. Personally, I take the Ritual multivitamin. I've been taking this for over 2 years now. This is what they look like. These vitamins are vegan and they contain a lot of essential vitamins. So there's like iron in it, B12, magnesium, vitamin D, all of these things that are essential for women's health. This is actually a subscription-based vitamin and I am affiliated with them, so my link will be down below. However, I have been paying for my own vitamins for over 2 years. I prefer to take these because I used to have really low vitamin D levels, and once I started taking these, my levels are now normal, and that didn't happen with other multivitamins. I at least recommend the multivitamin, but I do take a number of other vitamins and supplements. Vitamin C every other day. I take an extra dose of vitamin D on Saturday. I take a digestive enzyme, probiotics, vegan collagen, and I take an extra dose of B12. I prefer to use one of these little vitamin holders because it keeps me on track and it reminds me to take it every day. It's a lot easier to just fill this up once a week, pop it open, and take the pills all in one compartment versus pulling from multiple bottles. So if you only take multivitamins, perfect. Just make sure you're consistent with it and you're taking it every day. This is a very simple thing to add into your everyday life. I do also recommend that you go to your doctor to get a blood test and see if you need specific vitamins, because like I said, everybody is different, so you may actually be missing something in your body and not even know about it. So I suggest that you go to the doctor, get a blood test, and then purchase the supplements or vitamins that are best for you. And then in 6 months or a year, get retested, get your blood retested and see if it's working or not, even just a few months later. This one's my favorite. I'll link everything down below, but get started on some vitamins. The next habit is meal prepping, or at least meal planning, but we're gonna talk about meal prepping first because that is what I do. I'm currently meal prepping on a Sunday. My meal preps take about 1.5 hours to 2 hours, including washing the dishes. I like to keep my meals very simple, but very healthy. I meal prep my lunch and dinner for 6 days of the week, and my meal preps, like I said, are always really simple. So they typically cost me under $60 or under $50 for the whole week. I am vegan. I have quite a few meal prep videos on my channel, and I'll link the playlist down below with all of them. But the key to meal prepping is to make meals that you know you're going to enjoy, because if it's something that's gross or too healthy, then you probably won't eat it and your food is going to go to waste. I do not store them in the freezer. I just put them in the fridge. They stay fine for me for 6 days. I like to make a lot of sauces. I use a lot of seasonings. I use recipes sometimes, but typically I just kind of throw things together. And I have been meal prepping every single week for just about 3 years now. And with time, I've just gotten better with coming up with the meals and just kind of throwing those things together. I at least recommend that you plan out your meals. So when you go to the grocery store, always have a list and know what you're gonna eat every single day of the week if you're not gonna be meal prepping. With meal prepping, I literally just have to buy the ingredients for 2 meals, just increase the portion sizes. So then, you know, I'm good for 6 days. I don't have to worry about what I'm gonna be eating when I come home from work. I don't have to go out for lunch because I forgot to make something the night before. It saves me a lot of time, saves me a lot of money. It stops me from eating junk food or something that I really didn't plan for, like something that I'm craving, pasta or too much bread, something like that. So it helps me maintain my physique and keeps me on top of my goals. I highly recommend it. I know some people don't like to eat the same thing every day. I really don't mind. Like I said, I like the meals that I make, so that is the trick for me. As long as I'm making food that I know I'll enjoy, then I will eat it every single day for the week, and then I change it up for, you know, each week. But you could plan out your meals, cook your dinner, and then save a portion for you to have at lunch. That way you save your money and you don't need to go out to eat, and then cook again the next day. It's such a good habit to have and definitely one of my favorite. I don't think it's something I'll ever give up because I love that I don't have to worry about cooking dinner when I come home, and it's just ready for me to pop in the microwave or pop on the stove or something. So give it a shot and see how much money it ends up saving you and what meals you can find that are really delicious. And you may even lose weight or just feel healthier in general. You would probably end up preparing healthier meals, and you know, you could maybe notice a difference before the new year. But if you need ideas, go check out my blog, Living Like Layla, or go check out the videos on my channel. The next habit is less screen time, more reading. Physical books, not on an iPad or on your phone. If you're anything like most people in the world these days, you spend hours in front of a screen, whether that be your computer or your cell phone or any other device. We are spending probably way too much time on these little things, and we don't know the long-term effect of screens. We don't know how it affects our vision or our brain long-term because it is such a new thing to us. I know that I spend hours in front of a screen between my full-time job, between working on my business, filming, editing, on my phone. I'm constantly on a screen. And that is why I choose to intentionally shut off my screens after about 9 p.m., 9:30 p.m. And then I put my phone across the room, I plug it into the charger, and I read before I go to bed instead of sitting on my phone. That is a habit that is a huge no-no for me, so that is something that you can start implementing now, is just put that screen across the room and stay off of it at least 30 minutes before you typically go to bed, but ideally about an hour. A lot of times, whatever you're reading or watching on your screen may not necessarily be the best thing for you to be doing before winding down, which is exactly why I suggest replacing that time with reading. This does not have to be before bed, maybe on your break at work or during your commute on the bus or train to work. You could replace that phone time or computer time with reading, at least part of it, just because I think we can learn so much from books. And even if you want to read a creative or a fiction book, something to let your imagination run free and focus on text rather than a screen or listening to something, and just allow your brain a little bit of time to have a break from the screen. But I love that books are people's minds. Like, we have access to millionaires and billionaires and entrepreneurs and monks and doctors, scientists, all at our fingertips, and I've learned so much from reading. So pay attention to how much time you are spending in front of a screen or on a screen, and try and replace a little bit of that with reading.
And let us begin with a nice, deep, cleansing breath. And another.
Another habit to begin implementing is deep breathing and or meditation. The reason I say meditation is because just about every single guided meditation that I have ever sat through or listened to starts with deep breathing. And this is because it calms you down. So even you don't need to meditate, but if you just become aware of your breath a couple of times throughout your day, this can help you significantly to lower your stress levels, to help you feel more calm, to get more energy to your brain. This is why I like to practice deep breathing when I first wake up. And it doesn't need to be some big thing. You know, you can, when I wake up, I just wake up and like as I'm shutting my alarm off, just so I can get that energy to my brain, get the blood flowing. You know, while you're sleeping, you're taking more shallow breaths, and adults often don't breathe properly. So as babies, we breathe from our belly, but as we get older, we tend to breathe from our chest. So when you're breathing in and out, your belly should be rising up and down more so than your chest. And you can practice this and be intentional about it, you know, a couple of times throughout your day, or at least one time throughout your day, to help lower your stress levels and just to feel more at ease. So right now, while you are watching this, just take a deep breath in and exhale. And that's probably the largest breath that you've taken today. And it's important to do it intentionally, not just like, you know, like people who are stressed out who do that a lot, or just sighing out of anger or some other negative emotion, but rather to do it from a place of seeking comfort and seeking the positive benefit from it. So you don't necessarily have to meditate, but I do suggest you give meditation a try. I like to meditate for just a few minutes a day, fit it into your morning or your evening or maybe even your lunch break. And there are some great apps for that. I personally use the Insight Timer app, but at least get a few deep breaths in throughout your day and just be more aware of it. Take more breaths throughout your day and don't breathe so intensely or shallow, and you may just experience more health benefits. And there's even studies that have been done that show people living longer because of taking fewer breaths or deeper breaths. So start practicing deep breathing. I'm here next to my debt thermometer, and I like to track my debt. And if you're familiar with me and my channel or anything that I put out there, you know that finances are so important to me. So if you haven't started already, then start paying attention to your finances. And this can mean one or multiple things. So the first thing that I suggest is to start saving. One of the best things that I started this past year are sinking funds. And sinking funds are simply just intentionally saving for something specific. So I have multiple sinking funds, and I put these into separate savings accounts, a high yield savings account actually, so I gain interest on this cash, and I keep it separate from my checking account so that I can pull from it once I use that money for that specific sinking fund. So for example, I have a sinking fund for gifts. So if I buy somebody a present, either for their birthday or for Christmas, I pay with my debit card or a credit card, and then I transfer that money from that savings account to replace that money that I spent. So it's almost a mind trick. So you are already getting rid of that money, but you're actually saving that money, and it's so nice to have that cash piled up for when you need it. So I have a sinking fund for car maintenance, I have it for vacation, for medical bills or dental bills, things of that nature. So I definitely recommend starting to save, even if it's just 1% of your paycheck. Put it into a separate account and do not touch it. Just start saving it or start investing it, even if it's just a 1%, 5%, you know, aim higher, of course, but just do what you can, even if it's a little bit, because with time that really adds up. Just get into the habit of having money in an account and not touching it. Like, you want a safety cushion. The other thing you could do is start looking at your debt. Maybe you need to add up your totals. Maybe you need to make a plan for paying off your debt. For example, I want to pay off my debt by April of 2022. So I have a a brief plan in place for how this is going to happen and the breakdown of it. I keep track of it. I have a tracker on my fridge to see the next few years of how this lays out. I keep track of it on a Google spreadsheet. Every month I write a new blog post on my current debt, the good news and the bad news in regards to my finances, and then I break down all of my spending for the month. So I also keep track of my spending. That is something else that you could do, because a lot of the times people are unaware of where their money is going, and this is so important. If you're not paying attention to your finances, you're making a huge mistake, and I firmly believe that. And start listening to Dave Ramsey, start listening to financial podcasts, start educating yourself on finances, and start saving, paying off debt, budgeting, all these things. If you have any specific questions or video recommendations that you would want me to talk about, I love talking about finances. So please comment them down below or email me, whatever you'd like to do, and I can definitely expand on something further. But for now, before the new year, take advantage of this month and a half that we still have left and start saving or start paying off that debt. Like, it feels so good to just have money in the bank or to put down money towards debt, and you got to shift your money mindset. So maybe that's something else that you could start working on, is your money mindset. But any one of those things will greatly improve your life, because I do believe, money may not buy happiness, but money can help you to feel less stressed and more at ease with where you currently are in life. So I think it is super important to start implementing. Pick one of those and just go for it.